So we will continue now on all of this, and we will start talking about uh, balneology, hydrotherapy, if you wish, and the specific polio cure in the Lamalou-Les-Bains thermal bath.
De voir une fin de congrès.
I was impressed to see the end of conference with so many participants and a bit of a heat wave in the room. So thank you very much, and let's say that we kept the best for the end. So I don't know how to do this presentation because I've heard many interesting things since this morning, and I wanted to thank you, Mr. Cordier, for inviting me to attend this conference, which is an exceptional one for the speakers, but also for the patients. I would say I see them every day, so I know they are extraordinary, but that only strengthens confirms the idea that I had of my profession, the medical service that we can provide in some pathologies, and I don't have the same concept of rare diseases as you might have. So I'll try to go quickly because, time goes by quickly. And I could tell you the 2,000 years of history of hydrotherapy. I think that everybody knows what a health cure is, so we'll do this very quickly. So the idea is that it's not for free, as some people might have thought for years, but it's not free of charge. But this is a stay where we use some natural mineral water that allows to do some therapy treatment. So the cares are the same in February and December because we have a very rigorous protocol, and it's not just soaking in a bathtub and enjoying this as you can do at home. The idea is to relieve and treat some chronic diseases. Where there's about 100 different healthcare establishments in France. It is reimbursed at 65%, and then your complementary medical assurance might add up for the rest. So we don't aim at curing diseases, even if it's possible in some cases. The objective for us is through a non-aggressive treatment, quite a soft treatment. We talk a lot about alternative soft medicines. Many things are said around some treatments, but we do prevention, and this is mentioned more and more. It was not the case a few years ago, so I appreciated the previous presentation with the primary, secondary, tertiary prevention, and this is completely different depending on the diseases, of course. So we have a comprehensive approach, and it was very interesting to listen to all of you, whether it was the patients when I met them, but also the speakers, because we have a comprehensive thinking. So we have some natural mineral water in the health cure, and we have, with a given temperature, we can offer some cares, and it's repeatable. But we realize that this issue goes way beyond this. We talk about emotions. For example, when the professor built the cloud for obesity, I thought that was very interesting because there were many words that I could use. And so I will use some of your slides, Professor, to illustrate my speech. But emotion can have an impact on pain. So thermal establishments, even if this is not a health care establishment from a legal point of view, according to the health high authority in France, but we have some therapists, we have some nurses, we have ergotherapists also. I have a passion for all these issues, and I will tell you more about that. But the objective of our establishments in France is through a 3-week health cure, in a very well-defined framework of thermal medicine, because we have a research center dedicated to this. We can provide as many benefits as possible to our patients in a preventive approach. So I will cover this briefly. We have some leaflets outside. I'm sorry, this is my establishment is a private one, the Chaîne Thermale du Soleil, but I'm promoting health cure. But if you want to go to another establishment, it seems that in Nancy they're preparing something. Of course, I will be very happy for my colleagues. But nonetheless, just know that the GP will write a prescription, then you turn to the healthcare establishment depending on your therapy. You will choose the establishment, and then it will be confirmed and accepted. We had 600,000 patients treated last year, and that's nothing because there's 15 million chronic disease patients, so it's difficult for me to understand why not more people do that. There's a financial reason, of course, but 600,000 patients for 15 million people who are affected by chronic diseases. That's very little compared to the benefit we can provide to the patients. And for your information, that's 0.15% of the Social Security budget. It was almost cancelled from the budget recently. We had to fight to maintain the reimbursement of those health cures. Now, the health cares we provide, so we have bathtubs, we have facial spraying for some diseases that can be drinking this natural water. So very unpleasant things, as you can imagine, to be treated in a slightly heated up water, 30 to 35 Celsius degrees. We have the water coming out at 53 degrees. We have to cool it off. And you can drink this water also. And then we have those cares. And for 18 days, we are at your service. All of our employees have been trained to welcome you for your well-being and with empathy, because what we are interested in is your well-being. And the objective is that after 3 weeks you leave and you feel better, that your morale is high, and that you have adopted some habits with our trainers, and that you come back the following year. So we do a mud bath with kaolin. We also do some poultice care. So the benefits of this thermal water, what can we do? Well, we're not magicians, we're not druids. The only thing I can tell you is that this water has always the same characteristics. There is no chemical treatment of the water, and this is a natural mineral water. It comes out naturally from the well, and we add just a bit of chlorine for collective baths. That's the only treatment that is allowed by law. So the Lamalou establishment, we have been invited for this site. We treat neurology, so that's a lot of pathologies. So there's Nusat, Léry, and Malou-Les-Bains. In Malou-Les-Bains, historically, with Professor Charcot, we have a historical background on pain management, studies on how is it possible that water has some beneficial impact on pain, on neurological diseases affecting the central nervous system. And Lamalou, which was just a hamlet initially, has become now a city of 2,300 inhabitants with 3 establishments. There is the hospital, there is another clinic next door on top of the Lamalou healthcare establishment. So historically, we were there to treat pain. So we are a town, and my colleagues are very much attached to this region. We are legitimate to welcome you. Of course, I'm doing a bit of publicity, some advertising with my southern accent that usually brings you some sunshine. but we hope to have a little cloud to be less hot today. So when you come to Lamalou, you come to a region that is already adapted. So I would not say that the sidewalks are adapted to wheelchairs, but you know, people care about the patients. My colleagues, the inhabitants, we are used to disabled people. They're not considered as disabled people there. They're just regular people. So we treat all patients the same way, whether they are in a wheelchair or not, with visible or invisible disabilities. It's not an issue for us. For the neurological part of our establishment was a bit difficult because I think this morning you heard about research done on the pathologies and especially the disease you're affected by. It's difficult to recruit patients to do scientific research, to do randomized study. It's difficult, so we do observational studies that allow us to see very quickly if we're going in the right direction, because we need our patients. So in this study we did in neurology has demonstrated that before the cure and after the cure we have decreased by 19% of pain, so minus 19% pain, and 60% of patients think that they can walk further. 65% of our patients can go up the stairs and down the stairs. So we do multiple sclerosis, Parkinson, post-stroke patients. We do all kinds of pathologies other than polio, but the objective of this observatory is to demonstrate that we can be complementary to your usual treatment, and we can also meet some of your needs. Some patients are sick and tired of taking prescription drugs, of not sleeping well, of heavy legs. So in our treatment, it requires a lot of effort and it's tiring for 3 weeks, but then they can gather up some strength, pick up some strength, and the objective is that when you leave us, you have some routines that you have adopting, for example, nutrition for obesity. And so this is our objective. So in this cocoon, in our establishment, you will leave with some habits, some routines, and after 9 months, this is quite well done, after 9 months, you will want to come back, and then I will invite you to come back. We also do rheumatology because we have neurology and rheumatology, and I wanted to focus initially only on neurology, but throughout the presentations we can see that we are aging, all of us, and the issue of arthrosis is quite present, and some pathologies linked to aging are quite acute. And based on my experience, because I've been doing this for some time, the objective of this hydrotherapy is to age well, and this therapy is important also. We also did a study on rheumatology and demonstrated the benefits of our treatments as for neurology. So, for you to know where Lamalou is, it's in the south of France, an hour from Montpellier or Béziers. So for the people from Paris, there's a direct train to Montpellier, Béziers, and then another hour to reach Lamalou. We're close to Avesnes. Avesnes, you never know where Avesnes is. Avesnes is also next to Lamalou. This is a region that is quite nice to come and visit us. The wine there is quite good, so promoting the local wines also. And I have understood that one must live well, so enjoy life. So as for the water, it has anti-inflammatory, anti-pain effects. It's captured in different areas. We're not a Roman source of water, but this is a source that was discovered on the 12th and 14th century. Of course, the hygiene aspect is very important. We have 0 bacteria. As for the specialization of our establishment, this is really a strong point for us. The other establishments, I'd say, cover most of the patients, but they are less adapted in the management of patients. In Lamalou, I have a 10 hydraulic lifting devices that allow us to transfer the patients from the wheelchair. So if you come with a wheelchair, it's not a problem. Our team members are used to do this, so you can come with your own wheelchair. We have some wheelchairs for the care, but you leave your own at the entrance. You will use our hours during the care, and you will go back to your own wheelchair afterwards. The other specificity is, and that's why I'm here, is to think differently, to see how we can treat this specific hydrotherapy for polio patients. I still am thinking a lot about this. We treat Parkinson, Charcot's disease. So this is a multidisciplinary area, like I said, multiple sclerosis also. So the idea is to make you want to come. So this is a bit of teasing for the region. As you can see, not very pretty. You can see the same thing here, you know, in Nancy. Yes. You know, each region in France is beautiful. I will never compare the establishments or the regions because I consider that they all have their own assets. But what I can tell you is that the Lamalou area, because I work there on a daily basis, this is a very pleasant place. People have a lot of empathy. So we have two teachers there. We work with the University of Montpellier on balance to avoid falling down. We organize conferences. We work with a group. We have a little golf course. And if you want to practice trail and the bicycle, it's fine. So very quickly, the specific treatments for polio, we can mention that to you if you're interested. We have several sessions. We just have two because unfortunately we have less and less requests for from polio patients. So it forces us to reduce the number of sessions. You can come throughout the year. You can do rheumatology, neurology therapy all year, but in 2024 it will take place from the 5th to the 25th of April and the 7th to the 27th of June. So this is an opportunity where for 3 weeks, through specific therapies that cost 159 euros. We have about 10 different activities, including information sessions with Polio-France, but also with some groups of people to share information. And you can also do this and repeat that at home. The objective is that you really go home in good shape. We have other options for the administrative approaches. I will skip that, but I'm available at the exit of this room to explain everything to you. But it's very easy to come. You will feel better. You will feel tired, but you will go home with a fresher mind, and you will have met wonderful people, whether it is my colleagues or other patients, and you will be able to share your experience there. And at the end of the day, you can enjoy life better. Thank you.